thought we would take a minute to talk about the seeds, but also the other seeds that I already have from my previous year's seed stash. Let's do these peas first. So peas that I already have, these are Amish snap peas. Delicious and a favorite for home gardeners. Superb snap pea was reportedly grown in the Amish community long before present snap pea types, delicate and sweet, even once the seeds have developed. Vines grow 5 to 6 feet tall and are covered in 2-inch translucent green pods. If kept picked, will yield over a 6-week period, 60 to 70 days. I have occasionally gotten some of these peas, but the problem has been they get eaten. Not by me. These are Champion of England peas. So these are shelling type. Let's see. An historic variety originally introduced in the 1840s. A traditional tall pea that reaches heights of 10 feet. A great return for a small space. 8 to 10 peas per pod. Shell. 60 to 75 days. Again, they keep getting eaten in my garden and not by me, but I'm going all in on peas. I'm going to go all in on getting my garden fence done, and I'm going all in on peas. One thing that I'm going to do with the peas this year is I'm growing a lot of potatoes. Those potatoes haven't come in yet, but when they do, I'll definitely show them to you. One thing that I'm going to do is so I'm doing the potatoes in 20-gallon fabric pots. That's how I did it last year. And I'm going to try to plant some peas, some early peas in there when I plant the potatoes. And I'm going to do that right around mid-March. So some peas and potatoes in the same 20-gallon pots. And then continue to finish the garden fence. And then once that's done, I can plant additional peas out in the garden. So I'll have kind of like staggered peas. I like peas. My husband likes peas. My kids like to eat them when they're not cooked. So you know, the snap peas and the snow peas. So that's why I got sugar snap peas. What else do I got? And the snow peas. And then because they save really well, like you can freeze them or eat them or whatever, I got more shelling peas. But let's talk about these. So what I understand about peas generally is there are peas that you can eat the whole thing, so pod included, and peas that you don't eat the whole thing. So you shell the peas and discard the pod. Okay, right? So shelling peas are pretty obvious. You don't eat the pod. You wait for the peas to fully develop inside the pod, and then you harvest and shell all the peas. Just eat the peas that are inside. And then you have peas that you can eat the whole pod, and there are sort of two kinds of those. One is a snap pea, which you let the peas inside start to develop a little bit, and then you pull them and you can eat the whole thing. The skin is tender. And then you have snow peas, which you don't really let the peas fill out. You just sort of pull them as soon as they get to their full size, but the peas don't start to flesh out inside, and you just eat it like that. It's like a young, undeveloped pea pod. Anyway, so I got some snow peas. These are the Oregon Sugar Pod 2. All right, there's lots of them in there. Johnny's says, large pods, a great substitute for Oregon Giant, which I don't have any experience with, as it is very similar. Excellent emergence. Normal 38-inch tall vines produce very high yields of stringless pods, 2 pods per node. So these will be my snow peas. And then I've got these sugar snaps. These are snap peas. So you let them develop just a bit, and then you still eat the whole thing. So these are the sugar snap snap peas. So Johnny says, a most flavorful snap variety. Johnny's superior strain from an ongoing collaboration with the family of Dr. Calvin Lambourne, the breeder of Sugar Snap, a household name for its sweet, crisp pods. Sugar Snap generates well in cold, wet soil, and the vigorous plants quickly produce a thick stand that requires support. Vines average 72 inches tall with 1 or 2 pods per node. Yields well over a long season in both hot and cold weather. Remove strings from pods before cooking. So, those are my snap peas. Johnny's, by the way, has tons of information on the back about how to grow. It's one of the reasons why I like Johnny's. They're also a New England seed company. Okay, Bistro. These are the shelling peas. All-around performer with excellent flavor. Great tasting pea with reliably high yields on compact, upright, disease-resistant plants. The 24-inch alpha-type vines are easy to harvest and produce 2 to 3-inch long pods at 2 pods per node. Pods contain about 7 to 8 peas each. Peas. Good, good. Let's see if I can give you a look. They are all going to look like peas. Look at that. That's the peas. Okay, so you saw me plant a bunch of rosemary already. I'll be honest, I forgot I had rosemary seed when I bought these. But these are primed rosemary seed, which is, it's the same. Let me just open this up so you can see inside. Little rosemary seeds. Okay, that's what they look like. Generally, rosemary seeds take a really long time to germinate. As you may remember from my previous video, they still hadn't germinated yet, but all the lettuce is up. So they could take 2 weeks or more. These take about half the amount of time. They're primed, so they're somehow treated prior to them being sent out to me, probably with hot water. I know that you can soak rosemary seeds in hot water to aid germination. It kind of helps break down some of the oils. So I don't know if that's what Johnny's does, but that's my guess. Anyway, they will germinate faster, about half the time. So I think it's 5 to 10 days instead of 14 to 20 days or something like that. So prime seeds. I started a bunch of rosemary seeds. They're not all going to germinate. So I will probably start these in a little while. There's that. And lastly from this box, we've got Lisianthus seeds. All right, I'm going to tell you about these varieties in just a moment, but I want to start with saying I bought these 200 cell 1020 trays. Hold on. There we go. specifically because I wanted to be able to put one Lisianthus seed in one individual cell. So each of these packs have 50 seeds. So I will be able to do one full tray here. Wait, is that right? 50 seeds? Yes. So it'll just be one full tray and I'll have a little bit left over. So that's what I'm going to do. There's going to be some empty cells at the end. I think I might put the celery and celeriac in those. We'll see. Anyway, because they stay small for a long time, I wanted to go ahead and have an individual spot. I have been doing them in these. So these are the regular size 6 cells. They're 72 cells in a 10-20 tray. And I just put like 3 or 4 in each one, and then have to divide them out later. But I don't want to do that. So I'm going to start in the smaller cells and then pot them up to larger cells so they get a little bit more. Okay. The Roseanne Black Pearl. I've grown these 3 years running, I think. They're beautiful, deep color purple, sort of glossy, like the feather of a peacock a little bit, with little green hints in it. They're very pretty. I got these Voyage 2 First Love, which is a very pale pink, sort of creamy white with like pink on the inside and sort of full scallopy kind of leaves. And then I got this Arena 3 Gold, which is sort of a goldy yellow color. I think those will be all very pretty together. I'm going to be starting these soon. I'll show you what they look like. They all look the same, so I'll open them for you. Okay, so they come in this little jar. You can see they've got little seeds at the bottom. Come on. Tiny little seeds. These are pelletized seeds, otherwise they would be so small. That just means they have like a coating on the outside. That coating breaks down with water, so. All right, we'll be starting these Lisianthus next, in the next round of seed starting, actually. So that's the first seed haul video of the year, 2026, yay! Thanks again for joining me.